Much peace and love. I know I've been gone for a couple weeks. I'll explain to you why towards the end of this video, but now I want to jump straight into today's topic. Now is the most important time to get in tune with your spirit, to get right with your spirit. See, there's a lot going on in the world right now. There's a lot of evil, a lot of traumatic experiences, a lot of very negative events. And we honestly don't know what this is going to result in. We don't know if this is going to be a world war. We don't know what's going on. I personally don't keep up with the media, and um, I don't watch TV, so I don't really know exactly what's going on in the world, like detailed wise, but I have an idea as of what people have told me, what I've seen on social media, and so on and so forth. But one thing that I do know, as you know, I really don't cover like worldly things. I cover spiritual topics. One thing I do know is that it's very important that you get in tune with your spirit, that you're content within yourself, that you're okay to the point where if you died right now, you would be okay. You would be fine. If death was staring you in the face right now, you would be okay. Now, for a lot of people, they're afraid of death. Death is the greatest fear. Now, of course, your body and your mind and your human system is wired to preserve itself, right? If there's a grizzly bear in front of you, fight or flight, what are you going to do? You don't have any other option. It's a natural instinct of the human. So what do I mean then by you must be okay if death was staring you in the face? You must be okay with dying right now. You must be content within yourself. Well, this kind of relates to faith. I'm going to share a Bible verse with you in a minute that ties into this topic, but this deals with faith. If you have true faith in God, in the higher power, if you allow God to animate your being and you don't have much of a will of your own, rather you feel that you're here to simply do what's best for the world, and you allow God to work through you to carry out that will, then you have faith in all circumstances of life, no matter what happens, the good, the bad, the worst, even death. You have faith that wherever you're meant to go, you will go there. Whatever is meant to happen next, whether it be tomorrow, whether it be a week from now, whether it be after you die, you're okay with that. You don't have a mental image of I'm going to go to this place, I'm going to go here, I'm going to go to heaven, streets of gold, whatever. Some people do, and maybe that will manifest for them. But for me, the way I perceive it is God, the higher power, whatever that power has in store for me next is way, way better than I can even imagine. So I'm not going to try to use my limited mind to come up with some sort of conclusion as to where I will go next. I'd rather have absolute and complete faith in the higher power that wherever I go next, that's where I'm meant to be. So that's what I mean by being okay with dying, being okay, so content within yourself that even if you die right now, you have faith that whatever's meant to happen next, you're completely accepting of it. You're not resisting it. So what does that have to do with this topic? Well, something's in my eye here. What does that have to do with this topic? So actually, now would be a good time for me to share this Bible verse with you. It's Matthew 10:28. It says, "Fear not them which kill the body, but are not able to kill the soul, but rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell." See, whatever happens in the world, a bomb can drop right now and kill your body. You can get shot right now. You can get burnt up in a fire. The body can die. But there's a dimension of who you are that is beyond the body. Who you truly are animates this body. This is just a hunk of flesh and bones. Behind it, that which animates this body is not physical. For example, fire can burn up the body, but that who you truly are behind that body, behind this body, fire can't damage it. There's an evil power in this world. There's an evil force that we call Satan. This force feeds off of control and power and fear. So if you're fearful of what's happening in the world, there's an evil force behind that fear that you're feeling within yourself that's feeding off of that fear. This evil force is called Satan, and Jesus said Satan is the prince of this world, or the ruler of this world. So if Satan is the ruler of this world, why do you think everything is fear mongering? I'm not fear mongering in this video. I'm telling you to not fear what's happening in the world at all. But if you watch the news, if you watch um, what's fed to us through the mainstream media, it's all fear mongering because that power feeds off of fear. But the follower of Christ, the spiritual person who lives a spiritual life and not a life directed by the flesh, this person lives a life without fear. Now, does that mean they don't fear anything and they just glide through life and nothing's afraid? No. But they have faith to the point where when fear arises within the system, faith takes over. The faith is stronger than the fear. You must get to a point within yourself that your faith is stronger than your fear. No matter what happens in the world, you have faith. And you're obviously putting forth the effort to live a righteous life and to do, good and live by the Spirit instead of living by the flesh. But whatever happens, you have faith that it's meant to happen. And you're willing to put that effort forth to walk the way that Jesus taught, the way that the other masters of the past taught, to follow the way of love and compassion for others, rather than the other force which feeds off of fear. Is this making sense? Now, what about the second half of the verse? So Jesus says, do not fear them which can kill the body, but they can't kill the soul. But he says, fear him which can kill both the soul, or destroy both the soul and the body in hell. The only person that can destroy your soul is you. See, God gave you free will. God isn't up there looking down on you and saying, I'm going to destroy your soul and your body in hell. No, he gave you free will. So when it says fear him that which can destroy your soul and body in hell, only you can destroy your soul and body in hell. And this is determined by the decisions that you make. If you sell your soul, then you are choosing a fleshly life, a life of physical temporary pleasure and abundance of physical material possessions. You're choosing that sort of life over a life of spirit, which guarantees eternal joy, love, and happiness. So if you choose a fleshly life, if you live a life that is led by your own physical selfish desires, you are literally destroying your body and your soul because you neglect the soul for the physical temporary pleasure. See, the body will anyways go back into the earth. The body will anyways turn back into dust. Your body will go back into the soil. But the soul is non-physical. The soul is eternal. So if you're solely identified with the body, then you will die one day. And so will your soul, because you're not identified with your soul. You don't know who you truly are. You think you are just this body, but you're not. But if you're identified with the soul, when the body dies, you're still here. So if you see heaven and hell as states of mind, right? Heaven would be a heavenly state of mind, a state of love, a state of compassion, forgiveness, loving others, loving yourself, becoming love. And hell being a state of mind of fear, because that's all hell truly is. See, these people who live life based on physical attainments, achievements, and desires, they're actually living a life based on fear. They fear not having a lot. They fear their ego getting destroyed. They fear their reputation getting ruined. They fear not looking good towards others. They fear not looking good in other people's eyes. So you're living that life based on fear. It looks like a happy and joyful life, but truly it's based on fear. And that evil power, that power that we call Satan, that presents this fleshly life as this wonderful, amazing life, which is deceptive, of course, because it's only temporary, that power is deceiving you to destroy your own soul and your own body. But you are the one that's doing it. It's not the power. You're being deceived by that power. So in a way, you could say it's God because God works through people. So God having given you free will, you use your free will to indulge in the flesh, right? You destroy your own soul and your own body. But if you're identified with the spirit, if you're aware of the spiritual aspect of who you truly are, if you get right with your spirit, then there's nothing to fear. Because you know once this body drops, you're still here. And you have that faith that you will go wherever you're meant to go. God will continue to guide you even when you leave this earth. So that's why it's so important that you get in tune with your spirit. Now more than ever, because we don't know what's going to happen next in this world. Now, there's another aspect to it, which would be choosing sides. Like, this side is right and that side is wrong. You know, Israel's right, uh, Palestine is wrong. Beyond duality, see, if you get too entangled in this war and what's going on in the world, it will disconnect you from the oneness, from the non-separation, non-duality of God, from the loving heart of God. If you get too entangled in your emotions, it can disconnect you from that. So I would urge you not to get too entangled in what's going on in the world. Sit with yourself. Become content within yourself. And whatever's meant to happen will happen. And you must put forth your effort to making a change, even if it's in your family, even if it's in your small circle of friends, even if it's in your community. It doesn't have to be the whole world. Just do what you can to help make a change and help people get in tune with their spirit. First, you must get in tune with your spirit. So I think that's all for today for this video. I do want to explain to you though why I've been gone, what's new. I've been refining my processes. I've been refining my inner transformation program. I thought that I would be able to post content while working on the program, but it turned out not to work out that way. I'm the type of person that I need to put 100% of my effort towards one thing in order to make it the highest quality and you know, produce the best results. So what I did was I put all of my energy towards refining my program and perfecting it so that when people go through it, they have a transformational and immersive experience. And then now that I'm finished with that, I'm putting 100% of my energy and my effort towards content creation. So you can expect videos from me Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays on YouTube. All right? Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And you can also find me on Instagram and TikTok under Chris Foss Official, and on Facebook under Chris Foss. All right, that's all for me. Much peace and love. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.